This is a vocational training center at Gacaca here in Kigali, and the students are being assisted by 53-year-old Leonidas Kubwimana, a former soldier who returned to Rwanda in 2018.
Nabaye gisifari ndangije dutsinzwe urugamba mpita njya kuba inyeshyamba nyine birumvikana.
I was part of what used to be FAR, and after we lost the war, I of course became a rebel, fighting for the FDLR FOCA. I would be a liar if I claimed not to have been afraid when I returned back to Rwanda. That first night was particularly difficult for me. However, in the morning, people who had returned before us came to talk to us, former fighters themselves and people we knew, who all seemed perfectly fine, so that put us at ease. They told me about this center, and so I came here for vocational training. I completed my training in October, and by November I had been given a job. No two stories are the same, and for Vincent Hitiise, he was sentenced to 12 years in prison back in 2005 for crimes he committed during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, and served his time. He believes that the genocide perpetrators still free abroad should also answer for their crimes.
Nuko abantu bagize uruhare mu gukora ibi byaha byahikuye igihugu cyacu aho bari hose bakurikiranwa.
They also played a role in the crimes that killed so many of our country's people and should be brought to justice wherever they may be, so that the relatives of their victims can get justice. There are some we know to be criminals, hiding in Europe and other countries here in Africa. Yet we know very well what they did. It is unfortunate when such people abroad meet with the relatives of the people they killed. Yet those criminals never answered for their crimes. It must really hurt those who lost their loved ones. It has also been pointed out that what Rwanda has achieved judicially is nothing short of a miracle, and those who criticize the country's justice system have no basis to do so.
Rwanda ruri mu nzira rugomba ahubwo rwanarengeje n'ibipimo rwagombaga kuba rurimo.
Rwanda is on the right track. If anything, the country has exceeded the progress it was expected to make by this point in time. Looking at those points I told you about, you will find no other place on earth where such atrocities were committed or such solutions found afterwards. Honestly, those criticizing this country should stop and instead come here to learn from us on how to solve the world's problems. Those who criticize us did nothing to help us when we needed them the most, when the genocide was being prepared, implemented, and afterwards during the Gacaca Court system era. Regardless, we were still able to do everything ourselves.
No gukora genocide banadutererana muri izi manza gacaca ariko twabashije kwirwanaho.
During the ceremony on Thursday to commemorate the genocide that was perpetrated against the Tutsi, President Paul Kagame also made this observation.
We are a small country, but we are big on justice. And some of those are big and powerful countries, but they are very small on justice. They have no lessons to teach anyone, because they are part of this history that saw over 1 million of our people perish. Needed them to speak out, to speak up, to come to their help.
Rwanda's leaders and people in general understand what some others elsewhere may be ignorant about or just pretend to be, that you cannot teach what you yourself failed to do, while at the same time criticizing those who achieved what you wouldn't have under similar circumstances.